Any sexual activity without consent is termed sexual assault or rape. As we observe the 16 days of activism, the KSH Foundation and Camps Park is emphasizing the role of consent education in developing healthy relationships. And today, I, Olubusola, a sex educator and clinical nutritionist, will teach you practical ways on how to give consent. Consent starts with you knowing that you have a say when it comes to your sexual health and sexual well-being in general. Consent starts with you knowing your sexual values. Consent starts with you knowing your do's and don'ts when it comes to your sexual activity. Consent starts with you recognizing your boundaries. When you know all these things, when you are self-aware, you'll be able to respect, you'll be able to recognize your partner's boundaries. So you cannot bring in a partner on a journey you've not set yourself on. So before we move to consent is you agreeing between a person on what you should do or not to do sexually, we want to start with you. Do you know what your boundaries are? Do you know your do's and don'ts? Do you know you have a say when it comes to your sexual health? So there are two basic ways of giving consent. One, verbal. Two, non-verbal. Verbal is you opening your mouth to talk. This is what I want. This is what I don't want. We can stop now because yes, consent is reversible. We can stop now. I don't want us to go this far. So it is you basically opening your mouth without shame, without fear, without guilt, and affirmly saying what you want and what you do not want. And for you to be able to reach this stage, you will need to be honest with your desires. Yes, honest with your desires, not selfish with your desires. And the second form of giving consent is non-verbal. And there are different examples when it comes to giving consent non-verbally. One, you are actively touching your partner. That is a non-verbal way of communicating consent. Another example is when you nod yes. Nodding yes during sexual activity is one of the ways where you give non-verbal consent. Another example, in addition to open body language, is sounds of enjoyment. And this thing can get tricky in the sense that it is possible for a partner to not have an open body language, like you just lay there, you are close, your arms are wrapped around each other, but you are making sounds of enjoyment. That is not a form of consent. It is non-verbal, but it just goes to show that you are not consenting to it. Any sexual activity you engage with your partner and there is a sign of discomfort, it is just another way of telling you to stop. So if your partner gives sounds of enjoyment but do not give you an open body language, it just means that they do not give you consent. In addition to the signs, in addition to the body language, make sure your partner in a verbal way consent to what you are doing.